Sean Paymer, I did not know that Solar Supremacy was you. Oh wait, it's Ethan. Got it. I read that different. What's up, guys? We're gonna do a pretty fun stream today. This is gonna be making the wire harness for the Ghozt. If I remember last time, the music was too loud. So we're gonna be doing all the steps that you need to do. This is actually gonna be a free part of, well, today's gonna be free, but then this will go away and it's gonna go live on the Sequential 101 course. So one of the big problems when you make a cool custom setup with a Ghost sequencer, or with any sequential for that matter, is you have to be able to power it. You have to be able to turn it on and make cool stuff happen. If you don't have an easy way to do that, like this, like push a button, cool stuff starts happening, then it can make it very like cumbersome and annoying and I don't know, kind of like not as fun to want to use if you're the owner of the super dope lights that you built. So we want to make sure that the people that have the super dope lights, they use them, they play with them, they do all the stuff. And I'm going to add a couple functions into these taillights today that they didn't have yesterday. And all I have to do with that is give them a new way to get power so that I can turn them on with a strobe controller. That way the halos will turn on, they'll bounce left and right, they'll do a bunch of cool stuff, and we'll still have this absolute bonkers show mode from last time. So hope all that sounds good. That's what we're going to cover today. I'm going to film it, chop it up, stick it in the courses, and it will never be seen of again on the free internet. But what's up, everybody? Sean, Mr. James Hillbilly, Ethan Randall. How long you been watching, man? Because you've been hitting me up quite a bit, and happy to see you here on the live. Saw you over in Discord. So it looks like we just got the three of you gentlemen. Anybody else that's watching, if you don't typically comment, make sure you do that. And let's turn on, hey, we got Sinister J in the house. Let's turn on our silly speech chat. Yo.
Morning.
Did that just happen for the first time right when I mentioned Jay?
Hi. What's
Nice.
up, man?
Look at that. Alaska says hi. What up? This is gonna be good.
Hey, what's up? Good morning. Hey, bro. Morning.
All right, so since we can all hear each other talking, why don't you shout out where you're watching from? Let's hear the roll call while I drink some coffee.
Hey, Houston.
We got Houston.
Jersey.
We got Jersey.
Big fan here. Keep
Lewis,
up
what's
good
up?
work. Here from Florida, Romania,
Florida,
Massachusetts,
Romania, Massachusetts.
Tennessee
Tennessee
time.
time.
Indiana.
Love it. These are actually some different answers than normal, right?
Hermiston. Hey,
Very
hey,
cool.
From Indy.
I do suck though. I was trying to connect the other
Liverpool,
camera.
from
Couldn't get it.
Dominican Republic.
We're just gonna make this a not many different views situation. We'll go from this one to this one
Hey,
to that one. There's not that many. I guess we could go to that one. Hi, I'm down here.
hey there, BC, Wonder, Merced CA.
I'm 8. Said, what's up? So I think you guys were trying to play around with the voice last time and couldn't get her to say anything bad. You should get creative. That'll be interesting. Okay, here's the deal. We're gonna dive right into it.
BC, Canada.
Oh, I miss BC. I need to go back up to Vernon. Got a bunch of friends in Kelowna and Vernon.
From the MIA.
It's beautiful. So happy to have you, Martin, and Henry, and Phil, and Joe, and Ben, and Nathaniel. First Meet Surface, and Nelson. We're gonna start chopping up some stuff. So I'm going to grab some wire. First thing that we want to do, we want to figure out how many functions we're gonna have to control on here. And I could tell you offhand, when I build Ghost modules, normally they have 4 inputs. They have power, they have ground, and they have show mode 1 and show mode 2. That's pretty much the only thing that we need in a basic Ghost harness, which is nice because then you can use things like little 4-pin connectors or 5-pin connectors, which are super common because of RGB and RGBW. But we're gonna do something with some really high quality, like plug, twist together, nice little connectors, and those I think have 6 wires. So I'm actually gonna build this harness to have 6 wires going through it, because we have all the things I mentioned, but then we're gonna have power for the strobe controller that I'm adding in, and then once that strobe controller is on, if you give one of the wires that it has power a separate wire, then it will change the mode, right? So that's gonna mean on our little remote control, we're gonna have show mode 1, show mode 2, and then strobe power, and then down here, the little red button, that's gonna be strobe mode. So if we push that a bunch, it will change which side is flashing in which order, double flash, back, forth, back, like all these different modes will be built in, and you'll be able to control them just by clicking that 4th button. So we're gonna make use of all 4 buttons. I also got a brand new pack of these so that we can make a new controller. And we're gonna stream for an hour, and I'm just gonna cut it after that. I got hacked kind of yesterday, sucked. I opened an email. They were like, we want to give you $600 to make a video about our video game. And I looked at the video game, and it had like Star Wars stuff, and it looked all sick. I was like, yo, this is sick, let's go. And then they're like, okay, well, we'll pay you $600. And I was like, nah, how about don't pay me $600? If I'm only gonna do one video, I'll charge you more than that. But if you want to do like a bunch of videos together, then we can do like 5 of them. And instead of sending me $600, you send me $3 grand. That'd be dope. They're like, yeah, we'll do it. How do you want to get paid? We can either do this, this, or this. And one of those thises was sending me a PDF. And I was like, yeah, that sounds the safest for me. I could read over everything, make sure things seem legit. Just do that. Well, then they didn't do that. Nothing happened. And I looked at their website, and I was like, oh, look, click here, download the little packet. And when you download the packet, it had a video file, it had a PDF, it had a bunch of stuff in there that tells you more about the campaign, right? Just as I click the second click on the PDF, I realized at the end of the file, it said .pdf.exe. And I was like, oh shit, did I just open up a file, like a program? And I looked, and then I looked down at the other one that was a video file at the bottom. It says .mp4.scr. And that was a script. So they're trying to trick you. It was all bogus. None of it was real. It's all so that they can get access to your accounts, your information, your porno of yourself. They want to get that and then blackmail you and like Black Mirror you. That's what happened to me yesterday instead of live streaming. I figured I'd tell you. So if you see any Chris porno, that's where it came from. I'm just kidding. I shut it down. It was on a virtual machine. I pay so that I can have a machine that can run the Ghost Sequence Designer, so I can write it on my Mac, and that was running. And when I double clicked the PDF that was actually an exe, it launched the virtual machine, and then I was like freaking out. I was on the phone with a millionaire about to talk about cool stuff, and then I just freaked out. So it was crazy. I don't know. I got freaked out. I shut down the virtual machine, had a dope conversation with my guy John, and whew, scary. And then I didn't stream, and here we are. And I appreciate that, Nelson. No worries. Alaska says, bro, I need some help trying to build from scratch a mini projector from the bottom of the ocean to save the mermaids. I don't know how to do things from scratch. A lot of times people ask me how I made these little diffusers, or like how I make the lightning bolt. Like, how did I make this? Well, I went to Nissan and I was like, Nissan, here's a bunch of money. And then they were like, all right, here's a product. And then I opened it up and this was inside. That's how I made this. So there's somebody out there much more available than me, and they can make a whole housing out of nowhere. It'll probably look 80% like crafts and arts time, but I don't know. But that guy's not me. And I think in Discord you could probably poke around, talk with James, talk with any of these other guys that spend a lot more time in the trenches, actually like grinding, work, and making cool stuff. I'm an idiot. I just make a bunch of cool videos. So I I try not to do anything that's too hard. It helps more people. Keep it basic. This is actually way too difficult. The stuff I'm about to show right now, way too difficult for me to show on YouTube. Nobody needs that. Like if I show that to like 10,000 people, like 8 of them needed it, right? And then all the 9,000 other people are just like, what? What is this? I'm afraid of wires. Ever done sequential RGBW rock lights? Yeah, somebody's got a really cool. Actually, my guy John Najar, he's got a setup on his Jeep, but Hillbilly's got some badass stuff that's coming out. So if you're talking about rock lights, you just happen to have kind of said the magic word. James will chime in on the rock light situation soon. I will review it. We'll try to show everybody. It would be fantastic. That's what I hope anyway. Whoa. Allow this? Yeah, allow this thing to connect, fool. Wow, is it actually going to work now? Add Apple phone. Wow, I think all of a sudden, this sees my phone, maybe. It got all weird really quick. Yeah, any other questions before I dive in and start chopping up a harness? I know I was talking about all the scary hacker stuff, and then I got sidetracked, as I do. Jesus. Do you guys hear that in the background? The things connecting and disconnecting? Or is it just in my ear? Sweet. Okay. I'm going to cut some wires. So.
Would Nissan manufacture any other light assembly?
Damn it, I wish. I don't know why those two things aren't synced up like they could be. Nissan manufacture any other light assembly? No. It takes like millions of dollars for them to assemble one. So when people ask me if I can do that, I'm like, well, Nissan's got a giant factory and staff and money just pouring out everywhere. And it takes them $1 million to make something. That ain't me. Cannot do. All right, 6 wires. We're cutting them. So we're gonna go see if that angle helps. We're gonna go with green and orange because that's the color of our show mode inputs on the Ghozt. So I like to do it like this. This is how I measure wire. I say that's 6 feet and change, right? Full arm's reach. And then I go a little bit more. I figure, okay, that's about 7 feet. And I clip it there, and then I do another one that's 5 feet. So we've got one little section that's 7 feet, and we'll do one more after that. And I'm also going to do some white wire and some yellow wire, and that's going to be my... Actually, I'm not going to use yellow because I like that for turn signal. So I'm going to use blue and I'm going to use white. Blue is going to be my power for the strobe controller. And then white is going to be my mode. Or is that going to be vice versa? I don't know. I don't freaking know, guys.
Hey,
I don't even know what I'm talking about. Here we go. This is going to be the 7-foot section. Don't have a rolly chair when you do wires, because it always gets freaking stuck on stuff. You bastard. Why? What a jerk. Like, how fast did that happen? Okay. So, 7 foots. Foot. I got 7 of them. Cut that, and now.
Find me on Messenger, James Brian McNatt.
Now we got that. And now we're gonna do our 5-foot section. Scary. I'm gonna take all these shelves down and do the honeycomb. It's gonna be sick. Talking about it. Encourage me. Tease me about it. Be like, hey bro, you still got hanging shelves up. You suck. Where's the honeycomb, you liar? I will cave to that mental anxiety. Mental anguish. All right, here we go. 5 feet. So I'm gonna go not quite 2.
Rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing, rolling on the floor laughing.
Rolling on the floor laughing. Okay. There is our other one. Now, this is interesting because when I do a really long harness like this, actually, I'm thinking about it right now. So first off, I think what I just did was partially right. I'm trying to remember. So one of these things only needs to go down halfway. Yeah, I think we're good. So I just need to double up on one of them. Sure. So I got power going down. Okay. I'll figure this out as we go. Let's go back to dual camera mode. This is what I want to start with because it's so confusing. Look at all these wires. It's too many wires. It's too much light in my freaking face. It's too many things I'm running over. Alright. If you guys could only tell how small of a space I work in so that we can make all this happen, you would laugh at me. Okay, this is what scares people. You gonna make a wire harness, you're freaked out, right? So what we wanna do is make this as painless as possible. I'm gonna start connecting our 2 sides. Shut up. We're gonna connect our 2 sides, and then we're gonna do some fancy work. But I know the one that's gonna be the most confusing to me is going to be, I have a really long wire that has to go down for the strobe, because I only want one of the wires that goes from the strobe control box needs to go straight down to the driver's side headlight, right? So when it does that, it only has to be 5 feet long. And then I've got one that needs to go straight down to the driver's headlight and then hook over and go over to the passenger headlight with the rest of these wires, right? So that one has to be not just 5 feet, it has to be 5 feet plus 7 feet. So what I've done right now is I just cut a wire that is 5 feet in one color and 7 feet in that same color. But I'm only going to use half of it because I only have to go from the battery to that headlight. And the one that I want to use for that, I believe, if I'm not dumb, which I could be, is going to be this blue one. So I want blue to be designated as my driver's side headlight. That's the decision that I'm coming up with right now. I'm saying it out loud so that I remember it. In a minute, I'm going to put some of these wires around my neck, and I am going to cut the first wire here. This will all make sense in a minute. I've got to join it with the other white wire that I cut, I think. Oh, I got to cut an extra wire, right? I've got a white one that goes down and over. This is confusing already. I'm confused balls right now. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great when I do this wrong and then I'm like, oh, why did I do that, guys? So for right now, let's start with this. I'm starting with the most difficult first so I can get out of the way. I just want to say that this blue wire is the short one. That's the one that I needed to go to the battery. I'm going to take this long one and I'm going to set it to the side so that I don't screw up in what I'm doing. And then we are going to do the easy stuff. Now this is the stuff that scares most people because, again, they hate wires. They're afraid of them. Their dad told them, don't mess with wires. They believed him. He's probably right. We're just going to take 5 wires over here and join them with 5 wires over here. So to do that, for me, what makes the most sense is I like to have the ends of my wire harnesses go to a really nice connector. So all we have to do is just strip the ends and join them together. So we're going to do that for each color on here. So I'm going to strip these 5 wires. And then we are going to, oh, and shout out to Capri Tools. I'm going to do some more stuff with them. Hopefully this coming week we'll hop on a call. And so we'll do some streams. We'll, what do you guys want? I got to include you in this. I haven't been asking you things and I need to. What kind of giveaways do you want to do this month? Give me something that you want and then I'll go fight for you. I'll hit up some companies. We'll get some cool stuff going with some of these, whether it's social media companies or tools or whatever.
14 plus.
No, not 14. That's
Those
big.
like strippers.
Strippers? Anybody want some strippers? I got some strippers for you. I think this is 18 gauge.
I want a set of those wire strippers.
Okay, got it. I will tell Capri we want 3 of them. How's that? How about we get Capri Tools on the live next week and we make it like some sort of a thing. Like, ooh, I know what we can do. Okay.
To me when you're all done.
So I told you guys before about the whole automation DMs. Let's include that. Let's make it to where, haha, yes. Okay, this isn't gonna work right now, but if you want to test it, I'll tell you how. But next week we'll set it up. What up, my sir? Say, DM me the word stripper, and then cool stuff will happen. It'll be awesome. Hell yeah. So for right now, you could DM me the word custom, and stuff will happen. I think you could just DM me anything, and that stuff will happen. But for all I know, I did it wrong. Okay. Here we go. We're gonna put these green wires together. I'm literally just twisting them together. Nothing fancy. Let's do this. Okay. So that's what we got. Just how's that autofocus? Is it working? Is it gonna go in and out? So it could be annoying, but I'm not sure. All right, next wire we're gonna do.
Yes.
Next wire is gonna be black one. Okay, so tell me if you sent me a DM on Instagram with the word. Actually, I think you can send it on. Can somebody try it on Facebook Messenger and somebody try it on Instagram and let me know if I'm having a conversation with you, even though I'm sitting here twisting these wires. Happen? I need new strippers. You'll get hacked photos of. That's so funny. DM me the word stripper. It'll be me, dressed as a stripper. No, but that'll be fun because we can trigger some cool events. Like, it can like just give you all the links to the stuff. Like, you know when they do the typical little campaigns, and they're like, "Hey, go follow this person, go follow that person, and then send us a screenshot and do all these things." Well, we could do that, but we can actually have it completely gamified to where when you take a screenshot of the person's account or whatever, and you tag me and you tag them in it, it'll trigger more parts of the automation, which will like unlock the next part of the journey. That'd be sick. I want to do that with brands. Just take you guys on little journeys where like whoever follows the paths, like we give like 3 different people a pair of strippers at the end of that. Like if you go through all the steps and follow everybody and do the things and do the screenshots and do the tags and, you know, jump through the hoops, like fun stupid hoops, not hard stuff. That'd be gangster. I don't have any stickers right now, but I do think that I desperately need to, I don't know if it's updated yet. I'm sure it has. But my Instagram shop is going to become Al's in the house. It's going to become a lot more involved in FlyRyde. So, because you could check out now on Instagram directly, I'm going to start incorporating a lot more stuff, especially a lot more use, like I told you guys about the other day with Mobile Monkey, because I'm going to be training people how to use the free and the paid version of that software, and I want to make it fun. There's a guy that absolutely crushes it, but he's in India and he sounds like he's from India and he looks like he's from India and he's a genius, but all the stuff I said before will get in the way of him effectively getting through to a bunch of people that don't want to learn from a guy in India for whatever reason. I mean, I think he's a genius. But you know who does want to learn from a guy who looks like and sounds like he's from India, people in India, they really want that. They don't want to learn it from me. So everybody in the right position, he'll teach about all that stuff. I'll come through and try to gamify it, make it fun, and put a little bit more of a, I don't know, no accent spin on it. Everybody from, except the people that say things weird. It always makes me think about this. People in the UK, they say weird stuff like banana, right? Like the second A for some reason doesn't sound like the first A. And then like, I don't know, I'm sure some of you guys know people that say winder and banana in the washing machine, right?
I messaged you in FB Messenger.
I don't know. Point is, if I say washing machine, even if you say washing machine, you know what I'm saying. So I've got this like no accent style thing. Unless skateboarder sounds like an accent. Okay, let me find these little things here. I'm blabbing. I want to show you guys something too, a little test. We'll expand on this further this week. Get these wires first. Alright. Oh, we're gonna do mystery boxes finally too. Because I'm gonna do subscription boxes, and I got the I'm gonna try to loop in a few other companies.
Rolling on the floor laughing.
Who resents that? Alright, we've got a 5 connector. We don't want that. Do we want a 5 connector? We do want a 5 connector. So think about this. We've got power and ground, show mode 1, show mode 2, going 4 wires straight forward. But the Okanagan, dude, I love 1516. Oof, I need some bad right now. So you take a power wire from the remote control, and that goes to the strobe controller, and the strobe controller is right by the remote control, so it doesn't have to be long. So it could just be this little blue guy. And then that leaves us with the 2 outputs from the strobe controller that have to go down, 1 over. We only need a 5-pin connector. Okay, this is dope.
I'm late, bro. Got wrapped up in a new project, full score.
You hate me. I don't even know who said that yet. Oh no, I actually can see when you guys say things. It shows up on that screen first. Interesting. I have to figure out how to zoom in. Okay, so we're gonna use a 6-wire connection, but that 6-wire connection is gonna go to 5-pin wires. What happened? What's going on, everybody? Hey, I'm glad you like the videos. Okay, so we're gonna take 6 wires and infuse them into these 5-pin connectors. These are really dope. If you haven't seen these, come on, focus. These are really, really good. So that's what I'm gonna use in my wire harness. Also got a new brand that we're gonna start talking about on the channel. Has anybody heard of JBC tools? Let's see if I could just pull up Instagram and start shouting them out real quick. JBC Tools makes some fancy stuff. JBC soldering tools. Okay. Like, I'm gonna pull up a dope video and show you guys. There's so many of them. You got these badass tweezers. Oh, look at these tweezers. Bonkers. Okay, those are soldering iron tweezers, right? So you're grabbing a component. James, this would be life for people that are soldering tiny stupid things. Oh yeah, check these out. These are all different adjustable tweezers. Oh, you can't even see the ends. It's too blown out. About that way.
Love those connectors.
Can you see them? Anyway, JBC is gonna send some stuff over, and we're gonna start talking. They don't pay creators, and because they've never worked with creators, but they're gonna send over some dope machines. Like fume extractor is one of them, a hot air station, and some of the other stuff. From what I gather, it's just really expensive. They're like the higher end version of what stuff I'd be using, but I'm just gonna use this stupid little Weller.
Never heard JBC tools.
Yeah. So the fact that you haven't heard of JBC Tools is where I come in. I make sure that you have heard of JBC Tools. So that's the plan, my friends. Let's hook these guys up. I know you've heard of quad hands, thanks to Jay. Jay enlightened all of us with his knowingness about quad hands.
Nice. What kind of food truck? I'm hungry. Nice.
Dude, I'm hungry too. You know, I woke up and I could not go back to sleep last night because I was thinking about the Veloster headlights. USPS lost them.
Come to the dark side and get a Metcal. Are you still doing hydro dip projects with your
What's a
neighbors?
Metcal?
Lol, I'm hungry too.
So I don't have neighbors anymore. Now I work from home. I kissed the fancy life goodbye. I was like, bye fancy life. I don't need you. I'm about to put hex lights up in my garage. Work with fancy companies. That was the plan. Okay, this is one side. So what happens with these is they send them in groups of 5. It's kind of annoying, actually. This is from BTF Lighting, or BTF whatever. Amazon BTF people. And I gotta slide this little doodad over that. And then here's what we're looking at.
Awesome product.
Okay, see that? So that's what makes this cool, because this can be on the headlight, this can be on the wire harness, and then all we're doing is making the wires that connect all of these guys. Now, why it's so difficult for one of these aftermarket lighting companies to do this for me so that I could just choose a 4-wire harness or a 6-wire harness, or God forbid, an 8-wire harness. It has this built in. Why is that hard? I don't know. I just don't think they're listening. I don't think they're listening. All right, let's see. What about Metcal? Metcal is an RF soldering iron. It can tell you what you're soldering and adjust the temp accordingly. Yeah, I think the stuff from JBC can sense what you had for lunch, and it can give a pleasant aroma in the fumes. So it's way cooler than your Metcal stuff. Bro, I'll fight you.
James, it's a Trinidadian street food called Doubles full score.
All right. Actually, another company reached out, Portugal, Ireland, and they have these little like portable units.
Dude, Jay, that's sick.
And that is sick, Jay. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. I never broke character. But yeah, so look at Zach Cook's TikTok, and he's got some of that Ireland company on there. They reached out too. I told them that I don't really want to work with almost any company that just wants to shill some, you know, product at cost to me instead of pay me. Like, I think you should pay me. Pretty certain of that. Matter of fact, I require that. You must pay. You must pay. You shall not pass. What else is new? What other cool tools? I know I dropped the ball with Milwaukee. I wasn't ready. I don't know. I didn't have anything in place yet. Had a whole nother year to clock in. So I didn't do it. I didn't make it happen. Here's a tip for the wire harness, because I'm doing this and I get that this is kind of a weird course to have in a paid course like Sequential 101, but whatever. It's where we're at. So I've got this connection, and if you look at it, which thing would I want? I don't want this little guy that can move around on here. I don't want that attached to the headlight. Why? Is because it could break, right? You set the headlight on the ground, you pick the headlight up, it's sitting on the ground, you step on it, you snap the little thing. But the wire harness, it's in the box when you get it, you stick it on the car. Now it's just on the car. I think that the part that has the little twisty on there, that should be wire harness side. And because of that, I know that these are the wires. These are the ones that I want to connect up here. So the next step in our wire harness makingness is that I need to, well, I'm sitting here and I just got scared. I think what I just got scared about is I have my power ground, show mode 1, show mode 2, and then the last connection that I need for this whole thing is going to be this this white wire. You would think, but it's actually not, because this white wire is just going to hook over to the other side, and then that will be the 5th wire on that side. So for this, I actually have to have this blue wire, and I'm going to prep it now. I almost forgot. That's why I made a deal about it. And then we're going to choose what wire colors to mate all of this stuff up with right now. And then I will put the twisty side to solder it to all of these after I get my heat shrink in place. Okay. So that's good. Boys, it's getting quiet. Sounds like you guys are having breakfast, having lives, not live streaming on a Saturday morning.
Connectors on Alibaba, the manufacturer will be in the first 10. Way
Ooh.
cheaper.
These ones? Way cheaper, he says. That's the kind of stuff that I'm kind of like, dude, I'm just at the point, I don't want to sell stuff. I really don't. Like, I would love if Lightworks had, if I could throw a ninja, a Shopify ninja, yeet the Shopify ninja at lightworks.net, and that dude just landed, just take everything, copy it, make a copy of lightworks.net, slap some paint on there, and now it says FlyRyde, and now I have a copy of lightworks.net. It's reskinned as FlyRyde. All the stock lives at Lightworks. All of the orders go to Lightworks. All of everything is Lightworks. It's just got a little skin that says FlyRyde on there. And then all of the stuff that I'm sending to that website, for my socials, for my videos, all that, then it just goes right there. And just wholesale orders are just popping in left and right for everything. All the stuff that I don't offer because I suck at fulfilling it. Because I don't want to do it. I don't want to sit there and be a secretary all day. But somebody's getting paid to do that at Lightworks. They could do it. God, that would be glorious. I don't know. I dream out loud, boys. Here we go. I'm going to add a wee bit of solder, extra solder, to the ends of these little connectors that James said I could get on Alibaba way cheaper. I don't know. I also do want to encourage you guys something. I think if you're gonna do stuff for like any sequential projects, you should not do them very often. I don't think that you should be spending boatloads of time making other people crazy sequential work. I think that should be your tippity top high-end offer, like disproportionately more expensive than anything. It's like let's take Jay for example. He's got some beautiful builds. They're amazing. There's some really cool stuff that he does, right? But a lot of it is color changing, which means lots of wires, all this crap that I'm doing. A lot of it's got the addressable. Some of it has, you know, the different sequential stuff on there. And then some of it, I'm sure, is just like a retrofit and some standard paint. And those things, you know, I don't think that it makes a bunch of sense to say like, oh, you need to charge the same, like let's say that it takes you like 10 hours to build a set of lights that have some paint, projector, retrofit. And in 20 hours, you could build 2 of those, right? And so if you built 2 of those and it made you, you know, let's say $3,000, right? 2 retrofits, charge $1,500 each, make $3,000. I don't think that you should just say that if the next person that comes in and asks you to build one of those, but with a bunch of extra circus stuff built in, that's going to take you 20 hours for just that. I don't think that should cost $3,000. I think it should cost more. I think made it way more complicated. So it's not 2 + 2 = 4. It's 2 + 2 = 7. Because you're like, now I'm tying up all my time into one dude. And if he has a hissy fit, or he dies, or his car gets repossessed, or some stupid life thing happens to this guy, and I've just invested that 20 to 30 hours on that one project, and then it just flew away. Better yet, it'd be better to do a ton of 1 hour or 2 hour jobs in that same 20 hours, which would actually make the $7 grand. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So sequential work, it's very time consuming. So if you're gonna do all this stupid stuff that I'm doing, just know it's valuable. It's freaking valuable. Charge for that. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. Okay.
You already know we can't bill all the hours we put into this stuff.
Well, I bill all the hours I put into it. So if I can do it, everybody can. So, and here's the thing too about me. I tell everybody, I'm slower and I'm more expensive than everybody, and everybody is better suited to do the job that you want me to do. But for some reason, because I make YouTube videos, you want me to do it. I put my personality on the internet, you think that I'm the guy that needs to sit and solder lights. What? Why? Why me? I don't even want to do it for you. Not like, oh, I don't really want to. It'd be nice if I did something. Like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to work on your car. I got a buddy who is, he works for Sony. We're going to go visit him next week, and he's got a Porsche Turbo S something super dope. He's pumped on it. It's worth more than what he bought it for after he traded his Nismo GTR. This is my guy Gino. He's I don't know, he's just a super interesting guy. He knows some of his buddies are like in Metallica, or one of his buddies is, I don't know, just one of those super interesting dudes in LA that knows lots of people. He's in real estate, all that. Guy's got a dope Porsche. Sold his Nismo GTR, got the Porsche, loves it more. And he's been kind of hitting me up like, come on, man, come do cool stuff to my Porsche. And I told him in a nice way, like, dude, I don't want to work on your car. He's like, come on, I'll take you out to lunch. We'll have some beers. I'm like, that I'm in for. I want to hang out. I want to talk. I want to ask you things about life and business and all that. Talk. That, to me, that's everything. Wrenching on your car? Can somebody else do that? I'm going to do it anyway. Because I'm going to film it, make a course for the flashers about it, and sell that to people that work on those fancy Porsches and charge them a boatload of money for it. But the point is, like, I don't want to be the guy. There's somebody who wants to work on your car. They want to take your money and exchange it for their hours and turn those hours into money in their pocket. And they'll thank you for it. I don't know, man. I gotta really like you to want to do it. Like, I just did some lights for Austin. I'm doing some lights for my buddy Rich. I like these guys. They're freaking cool. They're supportive. They get it. They know this. People trust me, right? But I screw up a lot. I'm just vocal about it. And I think that I'm not so worried about the backlash, because, like, where most people really eat it is they're afraid. Everything's fear-based, right? So it's like, well, what if everybody finds out that I screwed up? Oh no. Then they'll turn on me. Well, what if you're the one that told them that you screwed up, and then somebody comes back and they say that you screwed up? Then they kind of look like a douchebag, right?
I made it.
Doesn't mean you didn't screw up. So, in a world where I screw up constantly, definitely makes sense to own it. I screw up a lot. Tim Shields, what up? So, I don't know.
You being open makes you invaluable.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Josh. But if I owed you money, would you feel the same way? You know what I mean? Let's be real. I don't think that anyone's like the bad guy because they're mad at me because I haven't done something. I just think that I have sold more of my time than I had time to sell, and I've done that for years and years so that I can eat, so that my kids can eat. You know, I think it's time that I make as best of an impact on that world as I can.
From another mother, green heart, green heart.
And help you guys do better than I ever did. And send you the people that think that I should do it because I make a YouTube video. I should send them to you. You guys should form your guilds. Now they're starting to make guilds with like digital stuff. The digital world, doing guilds. Whew. It's coming, boys. It's coming. Creators, art, like craftsmen, art people. Oh, they're about to be so valuable because everything else is going to be a machine. Have you seen the AI? Have you seen the robots lately? Oh, man. You better be an artist. You better be able to do cool stuff other people can't do. Otherwise, you're getting replaced by Fred the robot. Oh, you do a basic task over and over again all day long? Not for long, you don't. Okay, so wire colors. I was able to go black to black, red to red, green to green, and now I'm left with a blue wire and a yellow wire. And what I have left in my harness is a blue wire and an orange wire. So I think we know what I'm going to do. We're going to go blue to blue, and then we're going to match up our citrus colors. We're going to have orange go to yellow. I realized that all that ranting I just made is now part of a $100 sequential course called Sequential 101. I just told people they're going to get replaced by Fred the robot.
iRobot wasn't just for entertainment.
No, it wasn't.
Tears of joy.
Bro, what if George Orwell got to see what the future unfolded like? What would that guy say? Woo! Oh, woo! He'd be like, I'm a genius. 1984, bro. You know what happened in 1984? There's this little baby named Christopher came into the world. That's all I know about 1984. Okay. Come on, baby. I'm at a precarious angle here. Precarious. Oh. Question for you guys. In my emails, I listen to a lot of very, very smart internet people, marketing people, all that stuff. But I realized that most car people do not do the things. Most car world stuff doesn't follow any of these practices, you know, these better practices. And one of the things that's been apparently proven over time is that in emails, pictures underperform when compared to just text. What? I feel like car guys are like picture book, like, look at that picture, look at that picture. They don't want to read a whole freaking book of information. But then when I write those emails, I get a lot of thank yous for writing those emails. I'm guessing if I sent out a bunch of picture book style emails with like, click here, buy this, click here, buy that, I don't think anybody would thank me for that. They might buy stuff. I don't think that they would buy. Yeah, Orwell would say he was right. But what do you think, guys? I actually like writing. I enjoy the opportunity to kind of like put my thoughts onto paper, type it out, whatever. So I'm not at all against just banging out some blog posts and stuff like that. I'm into it. I am kind of against how I did this though. I'm gonna actually make a change on here. I don't like this. I don't want to have a point. I accidentally twisted these wires together. So tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna strip the end and then just make that one flat little connection. That will make me feel better. So on my emails though, do I keep them texty? Do I keep them picture book? Do I focus on making, I don't want to make it sound like this, but like making an impact versus making a sale? Keep in mind, I gotta eat, but I like to write though, so I'm not trying to just be like,
more personal and like there was more effort put into it.
Right?
It's not some flashy ad trying to sell stuff.
Good. Okay. Well, makes me feel better, because you know, listen, at the end of the day,
Why Why must you choose one or the other?
So that's the thing, is why one or the other? Because of performance. So listen, this is like where my brain hurts.
Grow rich.
When you do the text only and you keep it somewhat basic and consumable, it outperforms the basic only and longer form because it's easier. People know what to do. You put the one link, they click it. It's pretty straightforward, right? And then you put in more pictures, and now that's going to perform worse than even the long one of just text. And then you put in a bunch of pictures, and I don't know, maybe just all they see is that annoying ad that just shows up and they don't click on anything and nothing happens.
So I can read it again later.
Damn!
Dude,
Donald, you're the
everyone
man.
can read a picture full score.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's tight. Not everyone can read a picture. Well, I think you guys just perfectly answered my thought. But I'll pose this question then. Shorter or longer? Because I want people to read the whole thing, and I honestly want to send a short one that gets more views and clicks on it, and then it links them to a blog post. But I've looked at the numbers, doesn't work. I can't get people to click, which means the only time I really have their attention is in the email. So what I've been doing is putting up a blog post on my website. I put all the links and all that stuff in there. Things that I'm not even allowed to post in email, right? So if I post an Amazon link, I don't know if you guys know this. If I post an Amazon link in an email, and that Amazon link is telling you guys to go to my website or to buy something from Amazon using my link, and I sent that in an email, I will get my account banned from the Amazon influencer program. It's against policy. And I think that's in place to keep people from really like laying it on thick and telling people, use my link, use my link. There's all this very specific rules in place with how you can be involved in affiliate links and stuff like that. And I encourage you guys to do it, like, especially if you get specialized. All right, Sean. If you guys get involved in like teaching your particular specialty or whatever, one car, whatever that might be, get involved with Amazon affiliates, share links, make some extra bucks from that, because there's no reason not to.
People from spamming the world with Amazon links.
Yeah, and I think that that's a good thing, that they don't spam. Okay, I'm gonna heat gun this. By the way, heat guns work way better when there's something behind it. Floating in the air like this, I only do for video. It takes longer and it's stupid. Don't do that. Right. Oh, also, if you want to take forever to do very simple tasks, do it while live streaming and talk a lot. Great way to hang out with your boys, though. I will say that. Okay. So, we've got it. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get something ready. I need to get a piece of heat shrink. Before I do that, man, it's a freaking mess in here. Before I do that, I need to make sure that I have these things not, like,
Do you ever use the heat
commingled.
shrink snap-on for heat guns? That spade-looking thing? The few words that best explains what you are selling or offering is great full score.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't know about the spade thing that you just asked about. What is it? Do I ever use the heat shrink snap-on for heat guns? No. Oh, is that like it focuses it smaller? Because I mean that makes a lot of sense, right? Like not just blowing all that stuff out. So what I want to do right now is actually tape this. So I just need some tape from amongst a whole bunch of crap. Tape. Tape. Yeah, and there's no tape. I mean, I know there's tape, but I guess we're gonna use the old black tape. It's funny because I have these different colors of tape so that I can mark stuff and, I don't know, make it simple for random things. But I never use the black one because I just have big black tape usually. I don't think I've ever used this. Cheese! Okay. So we're just gonna do some not good. I don't like to disconnect tape like that. I don't care, I'm doing it. So we are going to see this little white boy right there. Actually not gonna put it quite at the same spot. So that's where I want these wires to come together. Stay there. And then I'm going to grab, let's just say like 5 pieces of tape. All right, and then just gonna stick them to my bench here. I'm gonna put these up the line, a couple different spots. So not good. I feel blasphemous ripping the tape like that. It just feels wrong. But nobody will ever get to these. Now, I know with automotive wire harnesses, like for super smart engine management, cool stuff like that, those guys get down and they like spiral this stuff and they, dude, I'm not them. I do not care. I'm just gonna make this thing prettier, that's all. Prettier and more manageable. Does not have to send massively accurate data through it.
I taught John used to help clean the shop, thinking face rolling on the floor, laughing, rolling on the floor, laughing, rolling on the floor, laughing, rolling on the floor.
John used to help clean the shop. John never cleaned the shop. John came in with video, dude. John used to use, he'd show up with his drone and we'd shoot videos and do all that stuff. When I met John, ooh, I'm gonna gush on John now because you brought him up. So I put out a post onto Facebook and I said, hey, I'm a local businessman. I make videos. And everybody wants to make videos. I need some help. Yeah, I just don't do the twisty thing.
Just make it nice and neat.
If it's 2, sure. If it's 6, no. Not into it. Okay. You know what? I actually have one more wire to go on.
That's right, Timmy.
This other side. Okay, so I said that I wanted somebody. Oh, I do have it over here. Good. Never mind. I need somebody to come out and work with me and shoot video and do stuff like that. An intern and learn about this stuff. So John came out and he had all this gear. He had a dope laptop. I asked him about it. He'd said that he had one thing and then he sold it and got the better thing, and then he bought something else, and then if he wasn't using it, he would sell it and get something that he would use. Very practical. Very like a guy who was trying to up his game, but there was no return in it for him. He wasn't making any money doing it. He's helping out friends, just learning the craft. And I was just mad inspired by the dude. And he came up.
Nearly finished by the time I realized I wanted to twist the wires.
I'm usually done, and then I realized I left out a wire. Anyway, me and John just got along really well, and he just kept showing up and helping me out with video stuff, meeting cool YouTube people and doing, I don't know, stuff that he was interested in. And then early this year, I told him to quit his job that he hated and paid him to sit next to me for months and months and did some client work together and did a bunch of stuff, and I give him as much money as I can. And I encourage him to do the things that he's doing, but he doesn't really need a whole lot of encouragement. My guy just takes action. Super, super cool to watch him grow and do all the stuff that he's doing. So I'm the one inspired by John, and he's doing kick-ass work. So I did almost like $4,000 in sales on a Shopify store this month. So I'm like a proud papa. Definitely it's a mentor mentee slash homie relationship, and it's really nice to sit and bounce ideas off another creator every day, because the creator life is very isolating. I think that's why they're all weirdos, because they're like 20 and all of a sudden they get internet famous and they haven't had to like do a whole lot yet. They don't know how bad life can suck when they have to work their damn faces off. And what ends up happening is people get jealous. They don't know how to freaking handle things. And I can't imagine being internet famous as a little kid. Being like 20. I was such an asshole when I was 20. I didn't have to do anything. Oh man. I had a super hot girlfriend and put a bunch of money into my car and started a company. But like I didn't have to do anything. Those were the good old days. That's before the money dried up. That's before the family money went away. So, yeah, I see people like John just being out there chasing his dreams down, connecting with the right people, and being valuable. It's dope. I could only encourage the same to anybody else. I'm just trying to raise my kids to not be an asshole like me, but to be a hungry, talented dude like my guy John. There it is. All right, I've tinned the ends of these wires. Hell yeah. So I'm going to take the tape that I just lost because I'm absolutely helpless. I found some tape right here though. I'm gonna wrap it around these, and they will be waiting for our heat shrink to slide over and get all this stuff dialed. So here's where we sit, boys, on our super long wire harness video. Good thing this will be chopped up for sequential 101 because I have been saying so much stuff. So what we want to do is grab everything together now that we've got everything taped and everything's all prepped and ready. We want to slide over heat shrink over this because that's ugly, right? And then we also want to have the loom coming up over it, the braided loom, so that it doesn't look like butt, because this looks terrible. So I'm gonna go cut some loom. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not.
Don't forget the short blue goes to the battery lol.
The who? Blue Ghost? The short blue goes to the battery. Good call. And that short blue is right there. Good, but that doesn't have to be on. Oh, I got the sniffles, boys. You hear me? Bit of this. That. Back spit. I like. If that did us something solid. I also have a little stick here. I also have a little stick inspired fully by my guy Sinister. Let's see if I could show it. So here's all the loom and stuff that I got. I'm gonna take heat shrink, slap it there. Here's my little sticky. I'm gonna try to get that. Let's see if I can get wire. I think it's too thick. It's fine, it's a thick boy. But I'm gonna try, I guess. All I have to do is be able to get. Yeah, that'll work. So check this out. I got my little stick. I got the little taped up end there. Oh, that asshole turned out to be somebody you look up to. I gotta show everybody that. Al. I appreciate you, dude. All right.
That asshole turned out to be someone I look up to. Full score. Green heart, green heart.
Nice. Everyone needs. There's three kinds of people in this world. There's assholes, there's dicks, and there's pussies. Who saw Team America? Come on. Sometimes so much wrong is just so good. All right, so we're gonna go with our long loom. I'm gonna get it on here. Check that out. So much faster. I learned this from my boy Jay. Where you at, Jay? So he just kept on pulling. Kept on pulling. Look at that. Look what's happening. You know what I'm not doing? I'm not playing inchworm with the wire harness. Like a dick forever. Although, I do need to cut the end off of that there. Little loomy. I'll probably get her done. Yep. So look at this. I'm just pushing down the old pipe. And now it fell out. Oh! Jay does that. He's a lurker. Okay, look. It popped out. I gotta back in the hole. Then this will hopefully not pop out this time. The idea is that this loom completely goes down way faster than me just going inch by inch on this like I normally would. You seen this? Does this make sense? Everybody? If it doesn't make sense to you, and I just popped it out again. Again. Alright, so I'll show you the comparison now. So sliding it down the tube versus sitting here and doing this the whole way. 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch. See how long? It takes for days, sir. Not what we want. I don't want
And that's why zip
your
ties
life.
suck.
Oh, what sucks? Why zip ties suck? Why do zip ties suck? What happened with zip ties? What did zip ties do to you, bro? We need to talk again, James. We need to hear about zip ties. Actually, that could
That's how
get...
she likes it. 1 inch at a time.
Yeah, that's what I need chat out loud for, boys. Yes. Good man. Well played, Tim. Well played.
Try putting flex loom over zip ties.
Oh, I got it. Yeah. No, we are not responsible for cutting people's hands. I'm just clipping this little excess on the braided loom. I always eyeball my loom and just cut it as I need it. I spend, you know how much this wire harness costs? 200 bucks. You know why? Because it takes me an hour to make it. That costs 200 bucks an hour. So if it takes me 4 hours, that's an $800 harness. And I don't even make them super fancy like the guys that make the engine management system stuff. They make them way cooler than I do. Alright, we're gonna go with this white wire being extra long. It's totally fine because it's going to a separate thing than all of these guys. If you could tell, these ones I'm slipping down that their little tubey. Now for the loom, I don't need to include the blue wire, but I just want to show the camera this really quick. See that? Come on, don't be bashful. See? Wires are just going into the tube. Then this loom is going to push it to the end. Look at that. Would you look at that? Just look at it. Fastest loom job in the West. Maybe. Damn, that's all Jay. Seriously, grateful. That's all I could say. And we put away our little tubey. Pretty dope. So what I like to do is get the ends as close as I can to the top. And then I like to tape them. That's a great trick. Somebody real smart came up with that one. I bet you they're real neat. Here we go. Oh, I hear my little kid bang. He's like, bow, bow, bow. Let me out. That's what he says. 4-year-old. He escapes and runs down the street. It's like our little prisoner. Super cute, lovable prisoner. So that's me. 9:13. Yeah, I said we're gonna be an hour. Whatever. Wrapping up the stream. This one I'm not gonna be an asshole and cut or do that. I don't want these to come undone, so I'm gonna actually take my loom and I'm gonna wrap before the end of it so that it gets some sticky on the actual loom itself. Then I'm going to go up into the wires. Let's get this guy out of the way. The idea here is that, zoom in on this. Ugh. Okay. The idea here, once that zooms in. Hi! Facial recognition. You boys here waiting for you to focus on me. Stupid. We want that to fold down really nice against itself because we're going to put some heat shrink over the top of that connection. Okay. So we want that one nice. Look at the difference between those two. Look, one is all frayed out. The other one's looks like it's ready to be put to use. Right. You know what I've realized, guys, is that I don't talk about life in my videos, but I do on the lives. That's what I love about the lives. Ah, they're the greatest. Okay, so we're set there. Now I need... There we go. So we're going to see if we can get this loom on both sides. Can we do it? Maybe we can't. That's a thick boy. So I want this guy to be about that long. Just how she likes it. Like 5.5. Okay. And technically, it's smarter when you don't try to put braided through something like this without tape, but like the other one's taped, so maybe that'll be easier. Let's see. Little tapey. It's gonna be a squeeze.
Hey, it got kinda quiet in here, thinking
It
face.
did, man. As soon as I started talking about things being tight and 5 inches. Got all ASMR in here. Just kidding. Okay. Let's get her did, and then I gotta go rescue the sweet little prisoner boy that looks like me. Okay. Little prisoner needs me. Daddy, why don't you love me? Come on, baby. If I can't do this, everyone's gonna know. Gonna know I'm a hack. I'm an imposter. Okay, so last stretch. Okay, so I've got to get it to clear. That's why we taped them up, because we barely had enough. You can do it, fat kid. Watch how much better this is gonna look like. I know what I'm doing in a second. Okay. Wow, look at that. Would you look at that? Just look at it. Look at that. Now you don't need to be zoomed in. Ah, so much better, right? It's not the end of our harness. We just got this nice little, right? Lick it and stick it. That's why I can't have female audience members without upsetting them. I think that's okay. I invite, dude, there's some badass chicks out there that do some cool stuff. I try to reach out to them, but like, I'll tell you after I'm done. That would be dope. It's probably freaking expensive too. This is 2-to-1. Stuff sucks right here. It's cheap. Does the job, and it's for looks. Literally just for looks. Now this is 2-to-1. I don't even, man. Where would you get 4-to-1 at? The only thing that 4-to-1 would make it better for is this joint right here, which while it's warm, it's kind of weak because it's right between the heat shrink of the 5 wires and then the shielding of this guy. I get a little bit tighter at the end. There it is. All right, so that was one side. Now the other side, we also have to put some heat shrink on it and prep it. Now this is the top one. I oftentimes find that I need to have a little bit of wiggle room at the top, and this is actually cool. At 4 inches of the wiggles. That lets us put our blue wire that we're gonna run power to the strobe control. I mean, I could probably even use a different color. I don't even need that. I just cut that by mistake, to be honest. So let's do this, and then we're gonna call it a stream, boys. What the hell do I need? Oh, I turned the wrong way. Okay, so this is the bigger heat shrink. Where my little heat shrinks at? There it is. Dropped it. I was like, I don't want to use the big stuff. So that's what I put over the double loom, right? And then that's what I'm going to put on the singles, right? So that's just for where the 2 lines come together. This is going to be what we do now. So I want to cut it long enough to cover the taped on loom and the soldered connections and go up the little thing. So that should be about good. And we want 2 of these. So I'm just gonna say this will be good for the other side. Now one side of them, it doesn't really matter. It's kind of just for, not necessarily just for looks, but check it out. I'm gonna go around the loom first. This I should do. I'm gonna go around the loom first. And then I'm gonna go about an inch onto the wires. This is why I needed the wiggle room, so I can connect these to other things. Woo! Got him. And then this guy slides over that. I hate when I'm doing something and I think that I'm showing the thing, like my screen, but in reality I'm just like clicking, show my face. I'm glad I got to show that. Okay, so we've got, I want to go heat shrink right past where the tape is. I will heat shrink that in a second. I'm gonna do the same exact thing here, except this time I'm not gonna be sliding this through tubes anymore. It's already tinned and waiting for us. It literally just needs this next step. And then our 6-wire harness with power and ground, show 1, show 2, strobe power and strobe mode will be complete. All right.
Chris, completely off topic. How good is Cookie Plug?
Cookie Plug? Who asked that? Dude, it's freaking bomb, Tim. I don't have to go take my kid to that. I can hear him pounding on. He does this crazy like ape rage, bow, 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 pounding thing. He goes, "Let me out!" was on the call with the millionaire dude yesterday. I keep calling him a millionaire because I think it's impressive. But I'm talking to this guy, giving him some coaching on making some video stuff. And my kid runs outside, goes, "Wipe my butt!"
We don't have cool stuff like that in the Midwest.
Wipe my butt! That's what he told me. I was like, it's nice when people have kids. They get it. I thought it was hilarious. But what a way to get it interrupted in a arguably important meeting. Wipe my butt! Okay. Last of the Mohicans right now. This is all the Mohicans that we need. You allowed to say that anymore? I don't know. Don't know, but I can tell you I got a bunch of native homies, so all love. There we go. All right. 2 of 5 wires have been soldered. They already look pretty good. They're already pretty tinned up, but I just don't care. All right, now it's pretty important that we match up all the same colors on this one like we did on the other one. So I should probably get the heat shrink ready. And I should also note, because I barely paid attention, didn't give myself enough room to actually put the heat shrink on there. So this is what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to take this scary X-Acto knife, slice very carefully down this shielding, and then open it up and make sure that I've got no cuts in the wires from that. And then I'm gonna take these heat shrinks and I'm gonna cut them down so they can be half size. Got 3 of them that I'm gonna turn into 6 of them. You ever do this? Do you ever take heat shrink that's an inch and then cut it down? I feel like the cheapest guy ever when I do it. That makes me happy. So I'm sliding the heat shrink down these dudes one at a time, and then we're gonna connect them, and then the door's gonna fly open. It's gonna be like, "It's Saturday. Are you gonna work all day today? All day?" I worked all day on my birthday this year. I had fun. When we drove out to Amelia's place. Me and John were just goofing around. They were stressing out.
I cut that.
Me and John were just laughing.
Time.
Yeah, Tim. Data boy. Okay, so now last of the Mohicans. Solder. I got the quad hands, but this feels better to me. Using the Chris hands.
We always did at the audio shop I worked at. It's not as flexible as the wire itself.
What's that? What's not flexible? I'm not very flexible. I can't even sit on the ground. Wife always wants to sit on the ground like Indian style. I'm like, my legs don't do that, bud. I need to yoga it up. Get fit. Fit like a fiddle. Orange is gonna go to.
Piece of heat shrink. Got to save them bucks, bro. Full score. My buddy that won the quad hands giveaway ended up giving it to me.
Yeah.
The mini workbench.
Hell yeah, dude! I want the mini workbench. Is that a two post unit? That's dope. Let's go. This I can't even see right now. I can, but.
Hi, bro. Appreciate your work. Huge fan from India.
Hey, thank you for watching from India. That's dope. I'm totally messing up this heat shrink though, because I'm heating it for too long, so the heat shrink on the wire is like starting to cinch up.
Yes, it's pretty stout for a little guy.
That's dope, dude. I'm glad for you. Ow! I could feel the heat. No wonder those things are shrinking. All right, and last but not least, we've got our blue wire, which on the other side, the blue wire went to the blue wire. But on this side, we've got that extended white wire for strobing. And they have to be separate wires. They can't be the same because one is for the left light and one is for the right light. Still get to only use a 5-pin connector on the tail light, but that's all she needed. Okay. Now, if I can get these heat shrinks over it, we get to call it, boys. One. Got it. It's gonna be good. Except for this blue wire that doesn't have any heat shrink on it. Why? Where did it go? What a dick. Alright, let's do that green one. How did I do that? So stupid. Now people are going to want a refund on this course. Alright. I'm dumb, but not that dumb. It takes a second to resolder, reheat shrink, and then solder again. How many of you made a mistake in a build and instead of taking the time to fix it, kind of did the band-aid thing, and then it bit you in the ass later? Anybody? Boy, oh boy, have I done that too many times. Whew.
I got to get me a quad hands. I'm tired of getting burned by my soldering iron face with hand over mouth.
Ooh, do you hear how she says soldering? Those silly British people. I like that you guys all sound like a British chick. That's funny. Whew. I'm not gonna lie, I had this brief little like OS moment. It's like, oh, wait. It's like, did I pre heat shrink? Sure did, baby. All right, let's finish strong. Yeah. Okay. Got two sides to heat shrink. Here's the other one.
British chicks do not sound like that, just the posh ones, lol.
Just the posh
Tried
ones.
to get her to cuss you out, but it didn't work.
Okay, let's see. I know. That was funny. I was lolling. I like that she says lol. Sounds like a teenager. It would be super annoying though if every time somebody said LOL, she said laughing out loud. Laughing out loud. Like if you do the emoji, she'll say what it actually is. Rolling on the floor laughing my ass off. There's not an emoji that has the LMFAO on. That'd be funny. Like that. Or what's the one where it's like the embarrassed with a little sweat drip? Alright guys, we've done it. We've succeeded. Made our way through this. Now, all of these things here will be extremely tidy for these beautiful taillights. What do you think? That, all that's going to be at the back of each taillight, just going to be one of these here little effers. Just be that little dude dangling off the back of the taillight, and it will have built-in custom sequential, and it'll have built-in strobe mode. So that's 2 sequentials and then I think 7 different strobe functions to go between. And I might even try a different strobe controller this time. I think I should, just to give somebody else a chance, review another product, get it on the old YouTubes.
Yep, the Band-Aid thing bit me in the ass one time too many, so I'm going slower and getting it right. Slightly smiling face.
Yep, that's the way. That's the way. This is the way. Who's excited about Book of Boba Fett? Ooh, nerd out. Okay. Well, gents, I appreciate you spending time with me this fine Saturday morning. I've got what I've needed so I could finish these things. I'm going to seal them up. I will stream Monday. I've got a training course on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Also got to do that Porsche install and a secret project. It's like a light bar thing I'm gonna have to travel to LA for. So we might do a live stream on the road on Tuesday. I think that's what we can plan for. Melting headlight lenses. Oh, let's just chat for a second. I always like hit it and quit it. It's like I live and then I'm like, all right, I'm done. Bye. But spend a couple minutes with you guys. Sam, how many times have I melted lenses in my career? Huh, that's funny. Career. I think probably like maybe 3 times. Not many. The trick is just don't, like, I forgot some lights in the oven the other day.
$500 harness right there. Later, zany face.
Yeah, it definitely is expensive harness. But yeah, melting lenses, 240, 220. I think 220 is probably your best Fahrenheit to cook lights at, because you can accidentally forget them in there. What I have done that was pretty bad on my first FlyRyde branded GTR job like 10 years ago is I was working really late. I had been up lots of hours, way too many. It's grinding, just trying to push through, which I don't ever suggest people do. Working like 5 hours at a time chunks max. But I left a set of lights in the oven that I was resealing, and I left them in there for a long ass time. So it actually didn't hurt the lens, but it had clear film over the lens, and that when I took it out of the oven, it was just like glowing hot. It was so hot. And then it bubbled up like crazy, and I thought that the whole GTR light was wrecked. And 10 years ago, dude, GTR lights, whew, it was like $2,000 to get a new one. And it turns out it was just film. I pulled off the film, it was all good. But you know what didn't survive very well was the painted internals. They got this crazy rainbow glazy effect on them, and only on one light because I hadn't overcooked the other side. So yeah, that's for my guy Brian Machida. Brian Machida. He's a plastic surgeon. Super cool guy. Brought me 3 different cars, including his Genesis Coupe, his wife's BMW 3 Series, and his GTR. He told me he was going to get before he got it. He was pumped, and then he got it, and he brought it right to me. What a G. Miss that guy. Yeah, that's it. Cheers, boys. Have a good weekend. I will see you on Monday, and these should be damn near ready for the strobe controller. So see if we can make sure that that's all ready to go. And I will pull this video off the internet here shortly, chop it up, stick it to Sequential 101, little consumable bites that don't have me talking about life, but maybe showing some valuable information about wire harnesses. All right, I'm out. Have a good day, guys. See ya.